Hi, this is Rocco, and welcome to our weekly reading and horoscope with me. And I am here to teach you what to do for your life, mostly indirectly, so that you don't have any resistance, and sometimes directly. And people, when they're taught directly, it's the stereotype not to follow. And when they're taught indirectly, it's the stereotype not to understand, but at least do. So this is the enigma that we spiritual teachers are facing, which is how to make you become more in terms of what you are currently, in order for you to become who you are as an absolute. So I'm using just always or almost always using her cards. Today it's flower therapy that we're preferring. It's not spring anymore, but you know what? There's still a lot of flowers around. And these are by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves. I'm gonna pick just one card for the whole week, just I feel like it. And the card is Financial Healing with the yellow lily. The lily is the only or one of the few flowers that the self-referential Lilith, the goddess, prefers, not solely because it reminds her of her name Lilith, but most especially because what it means sort of traces her story back while keeping her on earth amongst us. So for what it concerns to you, I'm just gonna read out of the card. Your money struggles are a thing of the past. Be open to all avenues to receiving, and you will provide it for in every way. So first, she says, consider your money struggles as a thing of the past. So put your problems behind you, put your old conceptions behind you. So if you struggle with money, and most people certainly either do or think that they do, or worse, think that they should to fit in. Maybe not so much in America, but it's been, we're watching you, so we know what you're thinking. After you believe that money or anything, just like the other card from another of her decks, which is the Fairy deck, if I remember correctly, which says easy does it. Here it says be open to all avenues to receiving. So it's like that voodoo road opener ritual that is not associated to Doreen Virtue in this sense, but is certainly something that makes me remind that even Saint John the Baptist opens all ways to Jesus, so that he could do what he was here to do. And we're here to do different things. We are not here to follow the example in him that we can't, meaning sacrifice in the sense that he did, but we're here to follow not even someone else's example. We're here to follow ourselves, if we manage. So I'm just really, in this time of history, I'm just keeping it simple. My old friend Fiona Hook, her name is, she used to work for the BBC, now she's an English teacher. She said to me once, the rule is to keep it simple. She would say KITS, so keep it simple, stupid. So actually that's KISS, so like kiss. Like a kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. And I thought that it was overly offensive, but certainly adaptable to the average intelligence that it's being recorded. included by aliens on this planet, where it's all pretty flat and it's not even being spiritual. So at least aliens know the robots, but you do not. And it's the time to utilize the moment of perception of the truth of Jesus to reveal to yourself that you want to be healed. And this includes what the church defines the devil's poop, or money, which the current Pope Francis defined as such, because the devil sometimes holds on to material needs, other times holds on to other things, such as lack of faith. And when a pope like him, like Francis, who definitely is the best we've ever had so far, displays arrogance and doubt towards the capacity of Mother Mary to heal, we should remember and remind ourselves through what we call the angels of nature, or fairies, that healing can happen in so many ways. And sometimes families need money to get along. Sometimes families don't need to be poor. Sometimes if you change the idea that poor is cool and perhaps say that poor is not, then you'll really become someone better than who you are. So this week for us, we are struggling perhaps with money, or we're lacking resources. We are lacking, or we were lacking, ways to make them. The other card that's jumping out says laughter. So including the Pope, laugh about it, because some people, Jesus said, don't know what they're saying, so you just I'm coming up with the sentence in Italian. Passa e non ti curare di loro. Pass by and don't notice them. Literally, I'm not sure what Bible said about 20 different translations in English, so you might as well add mine, because I have a degree, which King James didn't. So plus I also was a king in a past life, so doesn't it match? You have to heal yourselves from all those ideas that no matter where they come from. I've heard Louis saying something like that, just a little bit more moderate. It doesn't matter where you think that what you want comes from, because if you really want it, it must come from God somehow. So, and it doesn't even matter how you get it, but what it matters is that you do, because it's the original plan of God for you, meaning happiness. So he won't even bother to tell you specifically all the little smallest ways to be happy on a daily basis. He just wants you to be happy in the here and now. And here and now this week looks happier with money. So finally, you've been waiting for that job promotion, your paycheck to come in, or I don't know, your grandmother to die so that you get her money, or something along those lines. I'm joking, obviously. So finally, someone drops dead, or finally, better to say, maybe McDonald's hires you, or whatever brings more benefit happens, like you win the lottery, or you get a job at somewhere that really pays well, or even better, you become a spiritual teacher in the means that you make a lot of money with helping others, which is what God pays back in the end somehow. In the ways that God will pay back the lack of faith of the Pope is not my idea, but it's better for us to have money and be humble this week while he's having more money than most people watching, while not being humble and not being faithful. So you can be almost Luciferian terms, you can be more than not God himself and not Christ, but the vicary of Christ, by not doubting miracles on the grounds that they gotta be verified. And if you think that a miracle's gotta be verified, Mr. Francis, then you don't remember what you've studied, and if you don't remember what you've studied, you don't remember or you never received, and I hope it's not the second option, maybe, that you haven't received any miracle in your life, and you don't believe that the career that you were put forward to live is in itself a miracle, which is the miracle of Christ being reborn on earth and leading sheep not astray like you are doing sometimes, but in the church. And when people in the church don't think that they were put in the church because of Mother Mary's healing hands, this is when you wish that, just like the previous Pope Ratzinger, you wish that you had what Francis calls devil's poop, but you don't. Because you failed your duty, you failed your responsibilities, you failed to heal the place that you were in by making it worse, according to people common sense, so to speak, which I don't believe. And but it's being spoken, so why not repeating it? And it's just a matter of the lack of originality that's been put forth in the church today by making everything more complicated and more unreachable. It's not a matter of reintroducing, if you're familiar with the Vatican affairs, the Holy Mass being recited in Latin once again, like it was being done until hundreds of years ago in Italy. Because that formality does not guarantee faith. What guarantees faith is your good heart. And although Germans are not known for being, like the stereotype, the most good-hearted people, and I heard that he was part of Ratzinger of the Hitler Youth, but I won't use that as a means to attack him. But, and plus, you can't attack someone who's not in charge anymore. So, I'm just gonna leave it as that. What the theories teach us over Jesus today, in quotes, is to pick a flower. So, being simple, don't make things complicated. When you start making things too complicated, things that you don't understand, you never managed, you never liked, perhaps it's time for you to give up on your so-called holy mission and, again, have a laugh about it. Theories know that it's through the little pleasures in life, you Francis, that we enjoy life. So it's just about that flower, that aromatherapy, that healing that takes place even through money, which is called charity. And by putting a whole pile of shit on charity, you're not explaining that devil takes the form of material needs sometimes being abused. But hasn't the church abused of power? Hasn't the church abused of, well, if you can use murder, I'd say abuse of life? Hasn't the church therefore killed? Hasn't the church failed? Now that we're getting, as you say, close to the apocalypse, hasn't it failed almost completely to surrender to the simple concept of Christ being your friend, which no pope has ever talked about? What you talk about is if it's good for us to believe that Mother Mary appeared to say what you canonized as a saint proved fact. And this is, again, something that St. Francis certainly wouldn't have condoned, meaning he was very simple, and he was very to the point. And when you're still inquiring about the point, it's when in the church subsequently, as what they call karma, there won't be a lot of money in the future, which is another sign that, like you said, it's time to go back to base one. And so this is this week's message. It's about placing the cars back in line. It's about cleaning your energy and releasing what no longer serves you in order to stop feeling the sense of guilt that could come from anywhere associated to Satan in that particular moment in terms of inspiration of a single person. Not like a plot, not like a truth, but like the possibility of being led by something. And because the truth of God is present everywhere and not in intellectual reasoning sometimes, because that's of the devil, strongly, then it's through really the simplicity of a flower that corresponds to the goddess Lilith that we can avoid to be misled out of the grace of human nature. Thank you, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, and to all yous out there, roar, because there's gonna be more. Aloha.